Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in esports. Today we have StarCraft Brood War. This is going to be the Shinhan Winners League, set 1 of Woongjin Stars versus We Made Fox, Mind versus Crazy Hydra. And just before the game starts, or I say anything about the game, I want to let you guys know that I believe that I actually found a way to fix that static noise that is so annoying in all of my commentaries. You probably are listening for it, but hopefully if what I'm doing is correct, then you're not going to be hearing it. At any rate, this is going to be on Circuit Breaker, Mind spawning at the bottom left as the blue player playing Terran, and at the right hand side we have Crazy Hydra in brown as the Zerg player. This is on Circuit Breaker 4-player map. And Crazy Hydra, man, if you guys haven't watched the semifinals of the MSL, try to skip ahead for about 30 seconds because I'm going to spoil the results. But he was able to beat Jaedong, the best player in ZVZ ever, and he is going to the PDPOP MSL Finals, which hopefully I will be casting. Well, I know I'm going to be casting it. Hopefully I will be doing a dual combo summon, but even if I'm not, I'll still be there casting just for you guys. What else? I had some other announcements as well. Oh yeah, some people been kind of critical on some of my commentaries, and I appreciate constructive criticism, but to tell me that my commentaries are really noobish, or tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that doesn't really help me become a better commentator. I like comments about like T-Hyun, like Dream T-Hyun, about how he's been around for quite some time, just really doesn't play. He had around like 70 wins or something like that, which is, I mean, that's as long as Crazy Hydra's been playing in terms of how many games he's played, but he's been around a little bit longer, and I couldn't actually find, I still couldn't find his TL profile, and then finally someone sent me a link, which I can't remember the name, but thank you for that. But stuff like that helps me gain knowledge, but telling me that I'm a noob or telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about doesn't really help me at all. And just to remind you guys, if I was all about StarCraft Brood War, it might be a little bit easier for me to commentate on games. However, the thing is I also play StarCraft 2 a lot. I'm on the CSL, CSU team, and I do some tournaments trying to qualify for the TSL right now, which is pretty unlikely, but I'm still trying, but stuff like that. So I really have to kind of be enveloped in both StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 2, so it's very hard for me to do things like read up on Liquidpedia, which was one of this person's suggestions, and I don't really have time to, browse the forums all the time for the new strategies of Brood War. I just really, what it is I have to watch the games and just kind of commentate on like whatever is changing in the actual games, and not necessarily what people are talking about on Team Liquid and such. Hatchery going down at the natural. We see the spawning pool as well as the extractor going down, and I'm gonna guess that there's not gonna be 3 Zerglings coming immediately to Mind's base. You saw that drone popping out, so that means he's gonna be droning up, possibly for going something like 2 hatch Hydras. We do see a fast expansion for Mind, trying to get the early econ game going, building a supply depot at the front of his ramp, kind of to close off that choke a little bit for Zerglings, as Zerglings were going to try to run by it and get in. Now these Zerglings are out. He has fully saturated his extractor, which means that he wants gas very, very early, did not pull any drones. He was not going to go for a big Zergling speedling attack at any point in the time. He also has another hatchery going down inside his base that we saw earlier, so he's going to be at 3 hatcheries, 2 bases. Looks like Mind is looking for another base. There's a Valentine's cake, which looks really goofy, to be honest, and that player is either focusing on the monitor or he's really, really hungry and wants to eat a piece of that cake. Not sure which it is, and it looks like he's looking at the monitor, but yeah, that is a goofy cake. Yeah, bananas is there, and some other Korean food probably there as well, and he's getting a little bashful. The camera's been on him for quite some time. 2 Zerglings going to be at that ramp, and 3 Marines on the ramp for Mind. Mind still just kind of scouting around, looking for any Zerglings or any extra bases, stuff like that. He really wants to know exactly how many bases Crazy Hydra is at, because Crazy Hydra has been playing super well lately. Very, very good. Academy going down, so he's going to be able to get out his comsats and his medics, and even if he wants, he could probably go for some fire bats as well if Crazy Hydra decided to go really, really Zergling heavy, which I don't think he is, just because he's got that gas fairly early and is keeping drones on both gases. Actually, he's got his second gas at his natural up, so definitely going to go for some type of tech play. We do see the Spire going up as well, so probably going to go for Mutalisks, some type of Mutaling or even Mutaling Lurker later on in the game. Sunken Colony was morphing in at the front, or it was a Creep Colony, probably going to be morphed into a Sunken if I had to guess for anything. Now we see the Medic Marine Force kind of moving out. Medic in the front runner there. He does have a Firebat out as well to deal with these Zerglings. Very nice job by Mind. Mind also getting a factory and 2 more barracks. So he's going to go for this Medic Marine-ish push, probably getting the factory just so he can get the Starport. Is what I'm guessing. He also could do things like Vulture harasses, but the Starport's going to be good. He's going to give him even more mobility with dropships. And if he really wants to go for some Wraith play, he can also do that as well. But Wraith's not really the best thing against Mutalisks. Here he comes, the armies just kind of dancing around each other, waiting. There goes the Starport, not building anything out of that factory. So the factory was just to take up to Starport. We see the engineering bay going down, so he's going to be able to put up some missile turrets as well as get +1 for his Medic Marines. And instantly, all 3 of those eggs at the hatchery, and actually a lot of the, pretty much all the hatcheries in the lair morphing into Mutalisks. So he's going to have, I think I counted 7 Mutalisks coming out initially, and probably going to reinforce with even more. Comset now up for Mind, and I think that's a supply depot. I'm not sure. He hasn't morphed those creep colonies into Sunkens, which is very, very smart, as he's going to be able to save those minerals up and just morph them when he needs them. He's going to be able to use that, those extra minerals that he would have used up on those Sunkens for something else for the time being. Missile turrets going up in Mind's base, but a ton of Mutalisks coming in. And is he going to be able to defend this? Not entirely sure. There is only 1 missile turret in the main. Zerglings at the front, so Mind might have to split up his army. 3 missile turrets at the north there. Definitely very, very secure. Probably should have gone for the main, but here he comes diving in, sees how many missile turrets there are, and probably wisely is going to back up. But no, it looks like he's going to dive in anyway. He's going to be able to pick off this SCV. No, not picking off the SCV, picking off the missile turret that the SCV was building, and able to pick off 1 SCV, possibly 2. Missile turret going up behind the middle line yet again, just picking and prodding. Crazy Hydra doing quite some damage, also taking another base at the top right. We see a comset possibly. Was that a comset going down at the top left is position around the 10 o'clock base probably. And these Mutalisks just keeping Mind back, keeping him in his base. He's going to have to stay in his base for quite some time, as the Mutalisks are an immediate threat to his economy and to his tech. Hydralisk now out as well, probably going to go for Lurkers in the near future. Not really likely that he's going to go for some type of big Hydro break. We do see the control tower as well as the science facility out. The control tower, the science facility was blinking, the control tower not blinking, so probably not going to go for anything like race. Probably going to pump out a dropship with that, or a science vessel at the very least. Could go for either one of those. That hatchery done at the top right. And still, not morphing those into Sunkens. Very, very smart move by Crazy Hydra there. Queen's Nest, so we're going to see a very quick layer probably. Or he could go for some Jadong-esque Queens and go for something like Ensnare against those Medic Marines. It was kind of big. It had kind of a little bit of a blip there, those Ensnares in around the late 2008, early 2009. But we really haven't seen a lot of Ensnare since then. Mutalisks popping in just another time, not really getting any kills on that Medic Marine Force. We do see the science vessel out, so opted not to go for dropship. Oh, not the best pull by Crazy Hydra, losing 2 Mutalisks to that Irradiate there. Kind of bad, also losing some Zerglings in the mix. And it looks like Crazy Hydra is going to utilize the map and burrow his Lurkers in that darker spot, so they're a little bit harder to spot for Mind. But both players playing very, very well. Ooh, that was awesome. I'm surprised that Mizuno sponsors We Made Fox, because Mizuno is like a sports supplier. They make a lot of baseball stuff. They make shoes as well. But that's freaking awesome that Mizuno sponsors We Made Fox. I think that's really, really cool. I believe that it's either SteelSeries or Razer sponsors We Made Fox also, because I know one of them had a Nada thing when Nada played for We Made, but I'm not sure if it's SteelSeries or Razer. it could be someone else too. I just saw it when I was shopping for mice. But these lurkers are being moved up because Mine has spotted them, so they're going to have to go up to the north position, kind of back off. The siege tanks are in the mix now. Don't know if he has siege tanks though. Siege tech though. Lurkers burrowing, going to be able to get off some kills. One of the tanks go down. Two of the tanks are probably going to go down very, very quickly. Here comes some more Mutalisks. The Lurker's doing a ton of damage, but Mine is looking like he's just going to push in here. Crazy Hydra backing up the Lurkers, losing a few unnecessarily, and is backing up to a better spot. He has 3 Lurkers at his base, more morphing in, I believe, also getting some Zerglings as well. We see 5 barracks for Mine, and he's also getting a second starport, probably for more Science Vessels. Science Vessels are very, very good versus the Lurkers. Just use Irradiate and everything on them. Here comes the Medic Marine Force coming in again and morphing his creep colonies into Sunkens just in time. Very, very nice job by Crazy Hydra, but it might be not enough. It looks like Mine is just going to keep going in here. Hydra in a ton of trouble, although he needs to be very, very careful that he doesn't lose all of these Marines to that one Lurker, man. That would be very, very bad. Needs to stay behind the siege tank, make sure it doesn't get picked off by Mutalisk like that, and Mine is probably going to have to back up just simply because he just doesn't have the critical amount of force that he needs, and those Medic Marines just so tender versus those Sunken Colonies and Lurkers alike. But this is very, very close. Once he has those siege tanks placed as he does, he's just going to be able to siege on those Sunken Colonies out of range. Defiler Man going down as well, and he's going to need that Defiler Mound to put down swarms for his Lurkers. Not really so good against with the Hydralisks, but with the Zergling is going to be very, very good versus those Marines, and that's exactly what he needs. Meanwhile, Mine is going for a lot of Science Vessels, which is what he needs as well if he's going to be able to do a ton of damage. And oh my gosh, all those Mutalisks getting picked off. Lurkers morphing in on the ramp, but here comes Mine just moving in on the MSL finalist. And is he going to be able to break this? I'm not sure. He might be able to take down the Hive, and once that happens, I think that that Crazy Hydra is going to be absolutely screwed. More Medic Marine forces coming in. Last-ditch effort with these Zerglings, able to take down 1 tank, but it's not enough. Just those 3 medics able to do so much healing for that Medic Marine force, and really Hydra is just going to have to mass up units and go for one last-ditch defense, because honestly, he's not going to be able to do it just streaming in units like that. He's just doing it a little bit too recklessly, not even getting a Science Vessel with those Scourge. The Irradiate goes off on the Defiler. I'm assuming a GG anytime, and Hydra does GG, so Mine able to take that game. Very nice job by him, and I don't know. I mean, it's a ZVZ matchup in the MSL, so it's going to be a little bit different than that. But that's not going to be good for him going into the finals if he's going to be losing these games in the Winners League, man. Anyways, that's my cast for me. Hope I didn't get too weird or annoying on the criticism thing. I just think that if you give me criticism on things that I can work on, it would be a lot better than give me criticism things that I can't work on. But that's going to be it pretty much for me. I got to go to my residence assistance class, and yeah, lates.